All right, Pat, welcome to our new session, our new topic regarding six trigonometric ratios of a right triangle. By the way, this is module 1 of our fourth quarter. So, medyo hanggang module 6 yata tayo sa ating fourth quarter. So, nakakaisa na tayo. So, make sure lang na pag hindi naintindihan, you have to go back and replay this lesson blog that we have. Okay? So let's proceed. Okay. So here in six trigonometric ratios, we are now dealing with sine, cosine, tangent, cosecant, secant, and cotangent. So usually, ito may ano lang ako yung sine natin dito, some of them pronounced as sin, and then yung cosine, cosine, yung cosecant may cosecant, and secant may secant. So it's depende na lang yan kung how you pronounce it, ano? But this one is you have to deal with it based upon what you understand. Okay, kung paano mo sasabihin, bibigkasin, it's up to you. But at least yung ating spelling should be incorrect. So notice you have where we have our sign here is equal to opposite over hypotenuse. So yung opposite natin later on, pakita natin sa triangle natin dito. So, if you are reflecting on A, 'di ba? Parang flashlight lang papunta dito. So, ang opposite natin will be A. Okay? Siguro maganda mag-marker ako or pointer na lang. So, from yung light natin from here pa-approach kay A, so ang opposite niya will be the A, small a. And then the adjacent part niya is will be the B, small b. And the hypotenuse is C. So, pag sinabi mong sine, for example, sine B, okay? Let's try to have this one. Okay, sine B natin will be the opposite which is B and then the hypotenuse niya is C. Okay, that is sine B. Pag cosine B, that is the adjacent. So adjacent A, this is your adjacent and your hypotenuse is ito. And then pag sinabi mong tangent, tangent will be opposite over natin kay adjacent. So opposite natin is B and then ating adjacent ay A. So B over A yan. Okay? Next will be the cosecant of B. So ang cosecant of B, if you know sine B, the inverse of sine B will be the cosecant. Notice that this is opposite hypotenuse sa ating sine B. So ating cosecant B will be hypotenuse over natin kay opposite. The same true with the secant. Okay? Pag alam mo yung cosine B, alam mo na rin ang secant B. Ang secant natin will be hypotenuse over natin kay adjacent, which is C over A. And the last will be the cotangent. Cotangent natin, if you know the tangent, the inverse of tangent will be the cotangent. So this will be adjacent over natin kay opposite. Kasi ang TOA natin is opposite then adjacent. Okay? So, this one is ano lang, pakinggan nyo lang parati, panoorin nyo lang parati para ma-retain sa inyo. Okay? Madali lang naman ito. Okay, let's proceed. Supposedly, pag sin A naman, you notice kanina sin B pinag-usapan, ngayon sin A. Notice ang kanyang opposite will be the A and the hypotenuse niya is C. Again, cosine natin is A, adjacent. So this is adjacent because we are reflecting on this. Okay? So adjacent natin, hypotenuse. And then ang ating tangent will be the opposite. So this is A natin over natin kay B, which is the TOA. So that is tangent A. Okay? So again, pag alam mo yung sine A, the inverse of sine will be the cosecant, which is hypotenuse over opposite, which is C over A. And then the secant A natin, which is the inverse of cosine of A, which is hypotenuse over natin kay adjacent, which is C over B. And also the cotangent, which is the opposite of tangent A, will be the adjacent over opposite, which is B, over natin kay A. So, at first, medyo malilito kayo, but if you are trying to work with this one and trying to review to yourself, maya pinapanood nyo to, later on, you will understand and you will memorize para hindi na kayo malito pagdating sa mga ganitong bagay. Okay? So, next natin. Okay. So suppose we have this kind of number, 3, ang ating hypotenuse, 7, ang ating opposite, ang opposite natin is either depende, ano? Kung ito ang ire-reflect natin, which is theta, ang opposite niya will be 5. Pero kung gamma ang ating ire-reflect, ang opposite niya is 3. So depende yan kung ano ang being request sa atin. So ating sine data, since we are reflecting to data, opposite natin will be 5/7. Ganun lang kasimple. So pag sinabi kong what is sine data, based on this is 5/7. Pag sinabi ng cosine data, which is adjacent over natin kay 7. Okay? Then next we have the tangent data, which is the opposite. Okay? And then adjacent. So meaning opposite over natin kay adjacent, which is 5/3. Okay? Now, the cosecant now will be the opposite of sine data. So, kung ano yung opposite sine data natin, ang inverse lang nito will be 7/5. Okay? So, 7/5 natin, that is your cosecant. The secant hypotenuse adjacent will be 7/3. You notice, parang ni-reverse lang natin to, no? And then, pag ni-reverse naman natin yung 5/3, which is the tangent data, it will become 3/5 as your cotangent data. Okay? So the same true with this sine A or sine gamma. So sine gamma, this is opposite and hypotenuse. So this is 3/7. You notice that the gamma is focusing on this one. So opposite ng gamma is 3. Okay, then hypotenuse. The same also with cosine. Cosine gamma, which is adjacent over hypotenuse, which is 5/7. Okay? Then next natin is the tangent gamma is opposite over natin kay adjacent. So this is the opposite over natin kay adjacent. The next is the cosecant is the inverse of sine gamma, which is 7/3. Secant gamma will be the opposite of cosine gamma, which is 7/5. And also cotangent gamma will be the opposite of tangent gamma, which is 5/3. So dito, papaikot-ikutin ko lang kayo as long as, siyempre at first you will find it hard for you. Pero in later part, pag na-memorize nyo na to, nagamay nyo na to, there is no need for you to get worried about this. Madali lang talaga to. Alright? So here, okay. Okay, we are done with this. Okay, so here, we have an example like this. No? If you notice, we have 3 and 5 as our leg in the base of 5. Kung wala sa atin hypotenuse. But the problem given here is find the 6 trigonometric ratio of data. So before looking for the 6 trigonometric ratio of data, it is easy for us to find out kung kumpleto lahat. Ang problema, wala tayong hypotenuse dito. So what are we going to do? Kung walang hypotenuse, then we will going to find hypotenuse. The big question is, how? Okay? So we use the Pythagorean theorem. So in the Pythagorean theorem, we have the c squared is equal to a squared plus b squared. Where a squared, it will be 3. Yung b natin will be 5. So para makuha natin yung c. So therefore, substitute lang natin yan. C squared is equal to 3 squared plus 5 squared, which is 9 plus 25. So therefore, 9 plus 25 is 34. We took the square root of that. Therefore, this is C is equal to the square root of 34. So meaning the hypotenuse that we have is square root of 34. Okay? Now, kung nahihirapan kayo sa paghahanap ng 6 trigonometric ratios, this is actually one of the things na pwede ko ma-share sa inyo. The word SOHCAHTOA. Remember this, SOHCAHTOA, where S is sine, O is opposite, H is hypotenuse. Ka means cosine, adjacent, over natin kay hypotenuse. And TOA will be the tangent, or equals natin so opposite over natin kay adjacent. So that is SOHCAHTOA kung hindi nyo alam. Okay? Now, since this is now complete, now let's try to find the 6 trigonometric ratio. Let's try to have sine data. Sine data is 3 over natin square root of 34. Take note, in the previous lesson that we have, we do not let to have a radical sign in our denominator. So what are we going to do? We are going to rationalize the denominator. In rationalizing the denominator, kung ano ang denominator na radical sign, yun lang din ang imumultiply natin both numerator and denominator. Just like what I told you in the past lesson vlog that we have. So meaning, this is 3 over square root of 34. multiply natin square root of 34, then over square root of 34. So therefore, this is 3 square root of 34 over natin kay 34. Okay? Now, cosine data is still the same process that we have here. So this is 5 over square root of 34 multiplied by square root of 34 over natin kay square root of 34. So meaning this is 5 square root of 34 over natin kay 34. Okay? Next will be the tangent data. Ang tangent data, we don't have to compute this. Why? Yan na yan. 3 over 5 na yan. Nothing more, nothing less na yan. At ease. Okay? Again, pag sinabi nating sine data, yung inverse ng sine data, cosecant data, which is square root of 34 over 3. But sir, bakit hindi na natin kailangan i-solve to, i-rationalize the denominator? Well, at first, kung titingnan natin, ang ating denominator is whole number na. Walang radical sign. Even though the numerator possess a radical sign, but it doesn't matter because this is actually the proper way kasi ng paglalagay ng ratio, no? So make sure lang that the denominator is not having a radical sign. Next will be the second data, which is the square root of 34 over natin kay 5, and the tangent, cotangent, which is the inverse of tangent. Since tangent is 3 over 5, baliktarin nyo lang yun, 5 over 3. You have your cotangent data na. Okay? So, let's proceed now with another problem. Suppose you have this kind of problem. You have your hypotenuse here and you have your leg or 8 dito. But the biggest question here is find the 6th trigonometric ratio of gamma. So, we are now reflecting here on this part of gamma. So, paano natin nahanapin? Now, notice mayroon tayong missing part over here. So, this is our base. Ito yung hahanapin natin. So, paano? Again, by Pythagorean theorem. So, C squared is equal to A squared plus B squared. Then, substitute natin. Where C is equal to 11 and our A is equal to 8. Okay, so therefore, this 11 squared is equal to 8 squared plus B squared. And then here, this is 121. 8 times 8, oops, parang dito yata ako sumablay. This is not 72, this is 64. Okay, take note ako dyan. And then 121, 49, and then this is 7. Okay? So, for example, mali lang ako to pero dapat ganito lang yung proseso nun. Then to square root lang. Okay? So, meaning 7 yan. In finding the 6 trigonometric ratio of gamma, since science data natin, pareho man whole number, so madali lang. We don't need to rationalize the denominator kasi hindi naman na naka-radical form. So 7 over 11 lang siya. Cosine data natin is 8 over 11 and ating tangent gamma is 7 over 8. Again, the inverse of sine data will be the cosecant. That's why naging 11 over 7. At cosine natin, inverse, that will be our second, will be 11 over 8. And the cotangent gamma, which is the inverse of tangent, will be 8 over 7. So this is how you find the 6th trigonometric ratio of a certain triangle. Okay? Pag may missing, we have to find this one by Pythagorean theorem. Okay? Now, let's proceed now. For example, itong part naman nito, find the value of 6th trigonometric ratio of gamma na naman. So again, a squared natin, 5 and 9. So you have 81 and 25. Okay? Take note tayo, sasubtract natin. 81, 20, that is 56. Dito, 56 is not actually a perfect square. So what we are going to do is to find the perfect square out of 56. We all know that 56 came from 8 times 7. Diba? Where 8, merong perfect square doon which is 4 times 2. So ang ginawa ko, instead na 8 times 7, ginawa kong 14 times ko sa 4 which is 56 pa rin. Okay? So therefore, I have square root of 56 is equal to square root of A squared. Therefore, this is 2 square root of 14 is equal to B. So this is our B already or our base. Now, find the 6th trigonometric ratio. Simple lang. Sign natin. Again, gamma man tayo, di ba? So, mga gamma, so 5 over 9, which is correct. Excuse me. Then, let's have cosine gamma. Cosine gamma is 2 square root of 14 over 9. No question raised about this. Well, hindi naman natin kailangan to i-manipulate pa. Okay, sorry. Next is tangent data, which is 5 over natin 2 square root of 14. Take note, the denominator meron tayong square root of 14. What are we going to do? We multiply both numerator denominator to square root of 14 just to eliminate the radical sign. Okay, matik yan na magkakaroon tayo ng numerator na naka-radical sign. Therefore, this is 5 square root of 14 over natin kay 2 multiplied by 14. Therefore, this tangent gamma will be 5 square root of 14 over natin kay 28. Okay? Now, next. What is a cosecant data? Siyempre, the inverse of sine, 9 over 5. The inverse of cosine will be 9. O ito, dito na naman, magkukumpute naman tayo. Why? 9 over 2 square root of 14. So, square root of 14, gagawin mo lang, katulad ng ginawa natin sa tangent gamma. Therefore, this is 9 square root of 14 over 2 multiplied by 14. Therefore, this is 9 square root of 14 over 28. So, this is our second gamma. And the last will be the cotangent gamma. Napakasimple lang. 2 square root of 14 over natin kay 5. Okay? Kasi ang pinagkuhanan natin ito, itong pinagsimulan natin. Pag ni-reverse kasi natin to, yung square root of 14 mapupunta na sa taas. So we don't need to compute of this. Okay? Okay. So let's proceed now. So here, may biggest question na naman tayo. How to find the value of gamma? In finding the value of gamma, siguro I suggest that all of you should have a scientific calculator. Okay? In scientific calculator in which you can find the degree of a certain ratio. Okay? So dito, kung titingnan natin how to find the value of gamma, pwede nating i-comprise to by sine data, cosine gamma, and tangent gamma. Kasi dito, makikita na natin kung ano kagad ang value ni gamma. Actually, isa lang to. But for the lesson vlog, for your inquiry, kailangan gawin natin itong lahat. So lahat to, sine, cosine, tangent, i-compute natin. And we will try to find out na kailangan pare-pareho sila ng angle or degrees kasi we are referring to the gamma here. So, let's try to have sine gamma is equal to 5 over 9. So yung 5 over 9, simple lang yan, is you have to divide that one. But before you divide that, let's try to inverse muna yung sign. So kung may calculator kayo yan, scientific calculator, you can follow me by pressing the I and B in your calculator and then the word sign or sin, S-I-N, dyan siguro sa calcul ninyo. So ganito magiging kalabasan yan. Press nyo muna inverse and then sign and then yung 5 over 9. But 5 over 9 is 0.56 man yan. So inverse niyan will be 34.06 degrees. So kung nakakuha ka ng tama, well, that is good. But kung hindi, you have to do it again. Baka mamaya may mga calculator kasi na iba yung functions nila, iba yung gamit. So try to make sure na magdi-derive kayo sa 34.06 degrees. Okay? Yan yung sa sine. Pagdating mo sa cosine data, ganun din, cosine gamma, sorry. You have to find the 2 square root of 14 over 9. Ano ba talaga ang value niyan? Okay? So, here, gagawin lang natin gamma, negative, o diba? Inverse ng cosine. And then 2 square root of 14 over 9. Therefore, this is 0.83. And then i-inverse mo yung cosine, dapat this is 33.9 degrees. Okay? So that is our cosine gamma, sine gamma, cosine gamma. Now, since may tatlo tayo, kasama ang tangent gamma. Okay? So tangent gamma natin, ganun pa rin. Hanapin natin yung value nito by simply gamma is equal to inverse tangent of 5 square root of 14 over 28. Therefore, this is 0.67 inverse tangent. Therefore, this is 33.82. Okay. So, yan yung ating tangent. Then, some of you will say, sir, di ba dapat pare-pareho yan na 34 kung 33 or 32 something. Now, let's try to analyze this given problem. Kung titingnan nyo sine, cosine, and tangent, if we are going to round it off, okay, i-round off natin to the nearest 1. Okay, to the nearest 1. So, anong gagawin natin dito kung the nearest ones to? Meaning, yung 34.06 will become 34. Pag ito ni-round off natin, magiging 34 na rin to. 33.82, again, magiging 34 na rin. So meaning 34, 34, 34, ang gamma natin will be 34 degrees. So in short, you can use any of the sine, cosine, tangent as long as you round it up to the nearest. Make it a whole number degree na lang. Okay? So, kasi yung iba kasi mahilig mag-experiment dyan. So, you can do these things. Okay? Kung saan yung tingin nyo makapapadali kayo, dun kayo. I know some of you will look on 5/9 kasi madali lang kumpitin yun. Pero I challenge you na you do the otherwise. You do the hard thing para maano nyo rin na pwede din palang gawin yun. Okay? Now, let's have another problem. What if ganito ang scenario? 6 and then 27. The given leg is 6 and then the angle is 27. So how are we going to find the 6 trigonometric ratio out of this? So kung titingnan mo, medyo mahirap pero sa totoo lang napakadali nito. Okay? So how to find the adjacent and the hypotenuse? Kasi we're referring to this part over here. Ito, this is hypotenuse. Hindi natin alam kung ano ang measurement ito. And the adjacent part. Bakit, sir, adjacent ito? Kasi ito na yung magiging focus natin, 27. Ito na yung opposite niya eh. So ito yung adjacent. Kaya sabi ko adjacent hypotenuse. Okay, so how are we going to find out? Simpleng-simple lang. We use the sine ano pa rin, the 6 trigonometric ratio, which is sine theta, but not sine theta, but sine of 27 degrees is equal to 6 over natin sa hypotenuse that we don't know. Okay, hindi natin alam ito. So in order for us to find this one, let's try to arrange muna natin yung hypotenuse, lagay natin sa side, yung sine 27 lagay natin dito. So before we divide 6, let's try to find out the sine 27 degrees. So sine 27 degrees, hindi nyo na po pipindutin yung inverse dyan sa inyong calculator. Rather, you have to just click sine and then 27 degrees. So pag kinilik mo yan, notice na meron tayong 0.454. May I suggest that hanggang third decimal place tayo. Kasi pag nag-ground up tayo dito ng 2 decimal places, ang tendency medyo lolobo, hindi natin makukuha yung accurate. Kasi may accurate to eh. Okay? So 6, divide natin 0.454. Again, 3 decimal places. Therefore, this is 13.22. Sir, akala ko ba 3 decimal places? And then, pagdating dito, 13.22 eh, meron pang kasunod. So dito, pagdating dito, you have to round it off hanggang dun sa 2 decimal places lang tayo. Okay? Again, dito sa paghahanap ng sign, 3 decimal places. Pero pag nag-divide na tayo, 2 decimal places na tayo. Okay? Now, we are done with the hypotenuse. Let's proceed with the adjacent. In finding the adjacent, we use the tangent. Kasi that is opposite adjacent. The given is opposite, ang adjacent wala. So we can find that one by using the TOA or the tangent. Again, ayusin natin yung problem. Adjacent is equal to 6 over natin kay tangent 27. Find the tangent 27. Therefore, this is 0.509. Divide natin kay 6. So, meaning this is 11.79. Now, I know some of you are thinking, is this accurate, sir? Is this reliable ba to, sir? Tama ba to? Or baka meron tayong... Well, if you are in doubt stage right now, then let's try to check this one. Okay? By use of what? Again, Pythagorean theorem. Kaya si Pythagorean theorem, malaki ang tulong niyan sa atin, lalo na we are dealing with 6 trigonometric ratios. Okay? So here, in checking, first of all is you have to identify muna the given. We have C is equal to 13.22, which is our hypotenuse. B is equal to 11.79, which is our adjacent. And A is our 6, which is also given na already. So all you have to do is to find this one in a Pythagorean form. So ang C natin is 13.22, you notice that. But take note, hindi ko nilagay yung A. Kasi ito yung time na kailangan nating i-prove, ipalabas natin na A is equal to 6. Even though we know that A is equal to 6, but we have to find it para maging accurate lang kung tama ba 13.22, 11.79 yung ating C and B. So, in squared 13.22, we have 175 is equal to a squared is plus 139. Sir, bakit naging 175, 139? Dito ni-round up ko na sila into a whole number na. Hindi na siya naka-decimal places. Okay? Naka-whole number na siya. So, 175 plus 139. Pag nilagay natin yung 139 on the other side, therefore, we have 175 minus 139. Therefore, this is 36. Took the square root of 36. This is 6. So, if we see that our problem justify na A is equal to 6, so therefore, yung C natin in B is in a correct figure, which is 13.22 ang C, 11.79 yung ating adjacent. Okay? So that's how you deal with finding the 6 trigonometric ratio. Okay? So dito na natin lalaruin ito by using this one. Kaya ang laking tulong nitong 6 trigonometric ratio, lalo na in computing or looking for the value of a certain measurement sa legs natin and then sa perimeter na meron ba. Okay? So, another problem. Try natin kung meron. Meron pa. So here, given naman yung adjacent. Alright? Ang wala dito yung opposite natin and hypotenuse. So, napakasimple lang ang gagawin natin. Again, take natin yung 6 trigonometric ratio. Okay? Sa sine, hindi natin pwedeng gamitin ng sine. Bakit? Wala yung opposite, wala yung hypotenuse. So, cannot be. But we can use tangent and we can use cosine. Kasi sa cosine, pwede yan adjacent over hypo. So, pwede na yon silang dalawa kasi nandito na yung dalawa. So, meaning, in cosine natin, we use this cosine in order to find the hypo. Okay? So, 8 natin, and nag-move na kagad ako. So, cosine 27. So, again, 3 decimal places tayo. So, therefore, this is 8.98. In looking for the opposite, this is tangent, 27 degrees is equal to opposite over 8. We multiply. Ito na yung medyo tricky na part kasi yung opposite natin dito is nandito na sa side na to. So all we have to do is just to multiply this one dito. Okay? So that is 10. Tangent 27 degrees multiplied by 8. When tangent 27 is equal to 0.509 multiplied by 8, therefore this is 4.07 as our opposite. Again, let's check this one. So C is 8.98. B natin is 8 and ating A is 4.07. Again, assume that the value of B doesn't exist. Kunyari, hindi natin alam. Para lang ma-sure natin kung tama ba talaga ito. So meaning this is 8.98 squared is equal to 4.07 squared plus B squared. Take the square root. Yung 8.98 kasi lumalabas na 81 yan pag in-square mo. Round up to the nearest whole number. The same also with 4.07, round up to the nearest whole number. So meaning this is 81 less natin kay 17, this is 64. But take note, took the square root of 64, alam nyo naman ang sagot niyan, that is 8. So therefore, our answer for hypotenuse and adjacent or hypotenuse and opposite is correct because na-derive natin yung B is equal to 8. Okay? So, ganyan lang kasimple yan. Okay, let's have the hypotenuse naman ng given. Okay, so kung hypotenuse ang given, napakadali naman na solusyonan nito kasi makikita naman natin kung paano hanapin to yung mga previous na setup natin. Again, hypotenuse to, can we use the tangent? No, we cannot. Why? Because opposite and adjacent is not visible this time. But the hypotenuse is visible. So anong pwedeng gamitin? Sine and cosine. Sa cosine, yun yung para sa adjacent natin. Sa sine, yun yung sa opposite natin. So cosine natin 27, that's adjacent over natin kay 12. Okay, sine natin 27, opposite over 12. Pareho lang sila ng process dito. Multiply lang natin yung 12 sa cosine 27 degrees. So 0.891 multiplied by 12, that is 10.69. Dito naman sine 27 multiplied by 12, that is 0.454 times 12. This is 5.45. In checking, C is 12, kunyari hindi natin alam. 10.69 ang B, 5.45 ang A. Okay, so c squared is equal to 5.45 squared plus 10.69 squared. We took the square of that, therefore this is 114.27 plus 29.7. Okay? So ilan ba yan pag in-square natin? So therefore, this one here, baka nalito kayo, sir, bakit yung 10.69 naging 29? Ano yan, nagkamali lang ako ng lagay niyan. Pero dapat, yung 10.69 dito yung sa 114.27. Yung 5.45 dito yung sa 29.7. Okay? So if you add that, matik lalabas ng 143.97. Round it off to the whole number. Therefore, this is c squared is equal to 144. We took the square root of 144. Obviously, this is equal to 12. So kung nag-12 siya, meaning tama yung ating sagot. Again, this one is easy po. All you have to do is just take time to listen. Kung hindi makuha ng isang pakinggan, dalawa, tatlo, apat, gawin ninyo. Why? Para mas lalo nyo maintindihan kung paano ginagawa itong 6 trigonometric ratio. I hope you learned something for today and sana magkita-kita ulit tayo sa next nating vlog. By the way, that is module 1 and then I'm preparing for the module 2. Keep tuning on this channel so that ma-update kayo sa lahat nating ginagawa. Thank you guys and see you in the next vlog.